Most leaders think of communication as the messaging out that an organization needs to do to create an impression. But what you're describing is not, you're describing the messaging out is important, but what you're really describing is, and advocating, I think, is two-way communication.
Yeah, if you don't have, messaging out's important, but the message has to be completely bought into internally before it's going to be valuable to anyone else outside. Quite often, I see companies say, the best cup of coffee in town or the best sandwich in the county. Well, if I have to tell you that it's that, then it's not that. So I think the message that is delivered or developed internally about the type of experience we want people to have is best communicated externally when that experience is just delivered. Because the most valuable promotion is a testimony from somebody that's just visited the Science Center or utilized a executive coach or whatever it is, of this is the type of experience I had. When somebody's telling from the organization, externally telling the audience what they need to think about their product, I think there becomes a massive disconnect there. And the only way to build that trust is when they actually visit and say, wow, this was amazing, and then they leave and tell everybody else. So I think the message has to be very clear first internally before it can be effective externally.
What percentage of your time do you envision you'll be spending on tactical responsibilities, operational type responsibilities, versus what percentage of time do you believe will be more strategic, more visionary, as you start looking at achieving the next milestones that have been developed and the board of directors has an expectation that you are to achieve?
I think that it's probably a 25% connection to tactical and operational piece, and that the 3/4 of my time will be spent hopefully in that high level visionary strategic thinking. And I think that the reason that I still leave 25% on the table from a tactical and operational standpoint is because I don't think you can completely disconnect yourself from that. Because the people that are delivering those tactics and those operational pieces need to be a part of a much more robust culture that allows them to grow, allows them to create new skill sets and have a better understanding of where the organization's headed strategically. And so I think if you completely pull yourself out of that, you've fractured what you're trying to build. The other piece of that is by staying connected to that, it gives that leader who's supposed to be thinking strategically and from a visionary level a connection and understanding of the trends that the business is seeing. For example, one of the trends that we've been overwhelmed with in the last 3 years is the growth in our audience from an age group of birth to 5.
Which has been a primary focus.
It's been a huge focus to us, and quite honestly was something that was brought to us externally and said, well, why aren't you guys doing this? Or if you don't do this, somebody else is going to do this and you're going to miss the opportunity. And things came together and we made it happen, and it has absolutely changed the way that we operate. If we weren't connected to those tactical things, if we're creating real relationships with our visitors, we would have missed that.